Hello students, today we will study another story prescribed for you in BA Part 2nd, Paper 2nd English Literature. The name of the story is Under the Banyan Tree by R.K. Narayan. This story has been taken from a collection of short stories by him, and the name of the collection is the title of the story itself, Under the Banyan Tree. Now this story is about a storyteller by the name Nambi, and R.K. Narayan is very famous for writing stories taken from the lives of common man. So this story also goes into one of the village of South India. The name of the village is Somal, and he describes the pathetic condition of that village. And why he describes the condition, we will come to know later on how he compares the condition of that place and the mental state of the people of that village. So when he describes this village, he says it is in the interior of a forest, and the village is surrounded. There is pond on one side, and that pond actually is, the water of that pond is actually used for all kinds of purposes, for drinking, for bathing animals, for washing clothes. And he says that the village is not at all properly organized. It is not, the houses are not built in proper order. There is nothing good about that village except for one person, that is Nambi. And he also goes to the storyteller, R.K. Narayan goes to the extent of saying that if any social reformer would have come to this village and seen the way this village has been kept, his heart would have sunk, because there is nothing worth praising about that village. And then he comes to the villagers. And when he tells us about the villagers, he says that despite all this filth and dirt, everything around them, these villagers seem to be living in some other world, as if they are under the influence of some power. They are totally in a trance, we can say that, because they don't seem to be paying attention to their surroundings. Despite such filthy surrounding, despite water collecting, despite mosquitoes breeding in the pond, despite all the garbage that is collected, and they use the highway as the dump ground where they could dump their garbage of the village. Despite all these things, these villagers did not seem to mind their surroundings. And the reason he gives for this probably is because they were under the influence of something. And here then comes the role of Nambi. Who is Nambi? Nambi is a storyteller. In those times, there was no other source of entertainment. So if there was a person in the village who could entertain these people by telling them stories or by any other means of entertainment, that was welcome to these people. So that is why Nambi is considered as the most important and the most miraculous person of that village, because he was the sole entertainment provider of that place. So this aspect also gives us the social perspective of this story, that what kind of society was prevalent that time. Now, Nambi as a storyteller is really adept in it. By adept, I mean he's an expert storyteller. How can we say that? Because he narrated the stories in a very grand style. The story took him almost 10 days to complete a story, because every day at night for a session of 3 hours he would sit and describe the story to these villagers. For example, suppose a story is ready with him. So, how would he let the villagers know? There was a tree on one side of the village. So, whenever the villagers passed that side, they would, in the evening, they would look at the niche in that tree. And what would Nambi do? He, if the story was ready and he was ready to narrate the story, he would light that lamp in that niche, and by looking at it, the villagers knew that from today onwards the story is going to be told. So in the night, after having dinner, all these villagers used to collect under the tree in front of the temple, and that time Nambi would be sitting in the temple in front of Mother Goddess, because he always attributed this gift of storytelling to Mother Goddess. He said Shakti, that is the name of the goddess, without the blessings of Shakti, he would never be in a position to tell a story to the villagers. So when he knew that almost all the villagers have come, then he would come out, take a seat in front of these villagers, and then the storytelling would start. And as R.K. Narayan says, it was storytelling like an epic on a grand style. For example, on the first day, he would only describe the setting of that story. Just as suppose he's going to tell the story of a king. So the king would not be a normal king, any ordinary king. He would be a king of some far off place with so much of wealth, prosperity, magnificence, and even when the palace is being described, it would be like he is building the palace in his story brick by brick. So on the first day, only the setting would be narrated to the villagers. Next day, he would start introducing the characters, and each character would be described with so much magnificence, with so much minuteness, with so much depth, that a person could almost imagine that person in front of him. So that was the storytelling style of Nambi. This way, the story would go on, and after 10 days or 11 days or 2 weeks, when the story would be over, then Nambi would get up, go and prostrate himself in front of the goddess. All the villagers would go, they would also pay their obeisance to the goddess, and then that would be the end of the story. Now, this brings me to the first part, when R.K. Narayan says that these people did not seem to mind the filthy surrounding of their village. So this was the reason, because they would be so much engrossed and they were so much in trance of that story. They were lost into that world of story that they would be thinking only of the characters, and they never seemed to mind the surroundings around them. So this was this way in which Nambi told the story, and this is only one part of the story. In the next video, we are going to talk about the other part. Thank you.